everyone, this is Susie Q of Susie Q's Bunting Babes. And today, or this morning, it's Christmas Eve, and my husband's in the kitchen cooking his breakfast, and so I need to wait for him to get done before I can make my mincemeat pie. So I thought I would come into my nursery and change Sophie's body out. A couple of videos ago, I changed Sophie and I showed you her body, which was like a tube shape, and it was causing everything to puff up in the front here, and then her head was going back, and I just wasn't happy with the body or the way that she was weighted. And so while I was sitting here this morning redoing her, I thought maybe that you all would be interested in seeing how it's done. I wanted to take the mystery out of weighting your baby and, you know, giving her a new body. Anyway, this is the new body, and it's the kind that has the tuck in the front and the tuck in the bum. And see, back in the days, probably when little Sophie was made, I don't think they had these gathered bodies. So that's just the way they made them back in the day. But now that they have these bodies, I wanted to change her into it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd already put the the ties in to a leg and both of her arms, and then I realized that I might want to show you guys how I'm doing it. So anyway, here's a tie, and it's made of plastic, and when you put a tie in, you have to make sure that the tip of the tie goes into the flat part of the tie, not the part that sticks out, because if you do it that way, it's not going to connect. You're not going to be able to connect it. So that's the only thing that you have to watch out for when you're putting ties in. So it has to go in like that. And so when you go to string the tie through the seam, you just have to watch out for that little fact. Well, anyway, here's the seam, and the tie goes into that little hole, and it's going to come out that little hole. So let me see if I can do that and show you how it's done. Okay, so you take the tie and you, let's see, I'm going to do it this way, and you put it through the seam, and the tie is sturdy enough to just thread through the seam like that. Now, sometimes what will happen is, because there's a seam right here, it may not be easy to get the tie through the seam. Well, this time it was. But what I do when you can't get the tie pushed through the seam is I take the tie out and I thread it through the other side, the other hole. And it usually works that way. So see, I've threaded it through, and now it's done. Okay, the neck, this particular body is the type that has the string and through the seam rather than the ties. And so what I like the ties better. So what I do, and the strings are actually, you know, in both the arms and the legs. And so I just pull the tie out like this. See, it comes right out, and then I just put a plastic tie in there. And let me go ahead. I got these ties from Dolls R Us, and they're an online doll store. I got these a long time ago. I don't know if they still have them, but so anyway, and sometimes the ties, when they send them to you, see how this is bent? It's already bent. And it looks like it wants to, it's bent to go through the big side. Well, I just take it and I just bend it the other way, because it needs to go, this tip needs to go into the flap edge. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and find the opening in the seam, which is in this corner, and then we're going to thread it through. And so there's an opening in each side of this seam. There it goes. Sometimes it's a little tight getting it in there, but I have these little tiny ties that I use, and it makes it, they're tiny meaning that they're very, they're not wide. So I'm pushing it through, pushing it through, pushing it through. And there's a couple of seams to get through. Here's a seam that I'm going to have to push it through, and then there's that seam on the other side that I've already gotten it through. So, okay, so this one went through quite easily. If it hadn't gone through easily, I would have showed you how I just take it out, slide it right out and put it in the other way, the opposite direction. Okay. So we'll slip this through. And as I was doing this, I thought you might be interested too to see what the inside of the body looks like that has the mechanism to make the arms and legs move easily. So I'm going to show you that next. So see, there it goes. And we've got it through. Okay, so this is the mechanism that's used to make the arms and legs slide up and down easily. And it's like a little hinge. And once she's got the, the stuffing and stuff in her, it'll just, twist very nicely. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to be filling the body. So what I'm going to do, because I like the filling that she used. There's two types of polyester packing that you can use. There's either the dry polyester packing, which is what she used, which once it's in there, it kind of just stays. It's not springy. And then there's another kind of polyester packing that's more springy. Let's see, that's fiberfill. I'm not sure what it's called, but in most of my dolls, I prefer the dry packing, because once it doesn't just spring back up. So what I'm going to do is, this is Sophie's old body, shaped like a torpedo. And what I'm going to do is take this filling out, because I really like it. This artist used really good quality things, filling and the weighting. She used the glass beads that are really nice. See, I just pulled out, see this? This is like a nylon that you can get. It's just like a pantyhose nylon, and she looks like she's done a double one, and she's got glass beads that are encased in it, in another nylon. So she's double done it so that she's trying to make sure that it doesn't come out. And so that's a perfect weighting. This artist did a great job. And then in the very bottom, so what she did was she packed the very bottom with the nice packing, and which is what I'm going to do, because I like the way she weighted it. I'm going to take this body, and you pack it in through the top. Now this polyfill is much nicer than my polyfill. She's an artist from the UK, and so I think that she can get different materials than what I can. So I'm going to go ahead and do what she did, and see, since this has a little bum in the back, I'm going to pack those really good so that they'll be nice and cushy. And then I'm going to put the packing in the same place that she did, because like I said, I liked the way that this baby was weighted. It's just I didn't like the body, and I didn't like how Sophie's head kept pulling back. And so I'm going to go in there and make it even in there. Okay. See, now it's, you can tell that it's even because the doll is like sitting up. There's a front view. So now I'm going to put the rest of this. This is more like cotton. Really, really nice cotton fill. It's just, oh, it feels so nice. I'm not even sure what this is. I've never seen such a thing in the United States here. But it is very cuddly. I love it. Wow. So yeah, I just keep on, you know, putting the filling in. And, you know, I don't want Sophie to be like, I just want her to be really nice and even, evenly packed in, evenly weighted. And so I think this is going to do it. I do want to put some more packing in the top. This body is a tiny bit, it's a tiny bit longer than Sophie's body. So I'm going to need some more packing, which I have my, my dry packing right here. Trying to see if this is the dry. I had the both of them out here. No, that's not the dry. So maybe I can show you the difference right now. So this is the dry packing. You know, it kind of just stays. Where this is more, I don't know, resilient. You probably can't tell by looking, but anyway, I'm going to continue on with the dry packing because I don't want it to poof. I just want it to stay put. So I'm trying to make you know, make the neck to where it's not so empty in there. And then next I'll put Sophie's head on so you can see that process. And then next I'll be filling her arms and legs. But I like to do the body first. And I'm really, really liking this body. I like a more, on my cloth dolls, I like a more slender look. And this one really fits the bill. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put Sophie's head on right now. And don't be alarmed, you know, Sophie's a doll. But we're going to do this. I'm going to put it right in there. Tuck it right in. Now, the head, for me, is the most difficult part because you have to, it like would take 4 hands to do it. But anyway, I don't have 4 hands. So see how I fit it right in to the neck hole? And now I'm going to take the ties and I'm going to put the tip through the flat end of the tie. And I'm just going to start pulling. And I have Sophie's head right now. It's very straight right in front of me. And what I like to do, I don't like to make the tie very tight enough to where the head's not going to fall off, but loose enough to where I can actually, you know, move the head if need be. So this seems just right. So now I take my my snippers and I'm going to snip the tie off really, really close to the, I don't know if you can see that, but you snip it off really close to the that part. So there's Sophie. Remember Sophie? She's getting there. Okay. So now I'm going to take the packing that the artist used from her body. It's still that nice dry packing. And I'm going to fill Sophie's arms. Actually, it's not her arms, it's her shoulders. See how that twists from that mechanism? So I think I like this body better because the arms have less fabric on them. So that's going to be just perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take Sophie's arm and I'm going to place it in the hole. And then, let me see if I can do this to where you can see it. Then I'm going to take the end of the tie and put it through the flat part. And I'm just going to put Sophie's arm in there, her left arm. And see this ridge right here? This is what the tie fits into. The tie and the fabric fits into. So I'm just going to do this. Just keep on pulling. And you can make the arms as tight as you want because these are on the swivel mechanism. And there's a name for it, but I forget what it's called. So I'm going to tighten this up like that. And then cut this off very, very close. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to take the fabric from the other side. Not the fabric, the fill. And I'm going to do her right arm. Put that in there. I like this body much better. Sophie looks so much, I don't know, it's like a more evenly, I don't know, evenly spaced, everything is so much more evenly spaced. Okay, so we're going to take that arm. Oops, let me put this tie through first. Like that. Slide it down. Oops. You don't want to tighten it before you get the arm in. That's a must. Okay. So it's kind of hard to do one-handed, but you know, once you get it kind of snugged around the arm, then you can take and you get it, you put the arm where it should be like that, then you take and you can use both hands to tighten it. And turn her around. See, she's getting there. Snip that off. Okay, Sophie. Now, I'm going to use the filling that the artist put in the legs, or the thighs, I guess they would be. What's really nice about redoing a doll from an artist doll is that all the supplies are already provided, you know. These legs and arms are weighted also. They have the glass beads in them up to a certain point. Usually, the way I do it, the way most artists do it, is they start here and they do the glass beading up to about here, and then from the knee up to here is the soft, the fiberfill. And so, let's see. Yeah, there's a way that you place, because you place the legs like this, because you want to be able to, let's see, like this. Yeah, you want to be able to have her legs go like froggy legs, but they will move the other way too. Okay, so that's the way we're going to do it. Got to put the tip into the let's see, into the flat part, pull it through, put her leg in, and then just start pulling on the tie. And you want to make this tie really nice and snug too. Okay. And we're going to snip that off. Yeah, it's nice and tight. Okay, Sophie is almost done. We'll take this. This is just kind of some extra that I'm going to be putting into here. I'm going to put the tie in right now. Everything's getting kind of mussed up here. Okay, put her leg in. And get it started, get the tie started. Yeah. Just tighten it up. And then, yeah, snip it right off. Let's see if I can, let me see if I can get to it. There we go. Okay. So here's Sophie. She's done. See, that didn't take very long at all. She's all ready to get dressed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video next that I'll show you, I'll put her in her PJs for Christmas Eve. That's what I've been doing with all my babies. And let's just see how her clothes fit now. Okay, everyone, I hope that I was able to show you how easy it is to redo your doll body if need be. So here's Sophie. Here's the back and the front. And I'm a happy camper now. I really love her new look. So as you can see, her head doesn't pop up anymore like it was doing. She doesn't have a poofy stomach anymore. She's just perfect. I'm very pleased. So I'll see you in my next video. And thank you so much for watching. And until we meet again, bye-bye.